Striking Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Knighthood. Battle epic friends and foes in a living fantasy RPG world full of mysterious monsters and mighty enemies as you strive to become the land's most feared and famous knighthood. Win rare treasure in hunts and quests to improve your gear and up your game. Collect ancient heroes to fight by your side and summon their abilities in times of need. Fully customise your member of the knighthood, join a guild, fight epic battles and win glory in the PvP arena. Free to download and play, link in the video description below, and when you download the game it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 1250 points. The Tau are back. Whether they're back with a bang, we'll have to see. This is the first outing for them in 10th edition. So, kind of going through the process here of bringing the factions back in for 10th edition, some early games for them, lowering the points just to focus in on the faction. And 2,000 points, but a bit too much to throw an army in straight away. So, kind of breaking things in. For the different factions. So first game for the Tau, 1250 points, looking to create a 2,000 point list eventually, but a chance to try out some of the units. Some of the units that I'm thinking of taking, we'll see how they get on here in this game. They're up against the Primaris Space Marines. Mike will take command of the Red Scorpions in this battle. So gold level Patreons, had a couple new ones join us here. They get their name shouted out during the battle report. I call upon their crucial Patronic gold level dice. Silver level patrons, I call out their names at the end of the game, and you can check out all of the patrons, including those at bronze, in the end credits. The proceeds go to help support the channel, SSWG Wargames Club, and then also the creation of the new Astra Militarum garrison army for the channel. Link for Patreon in the video description below. So, the list here for the Tau, 1250 points. First up, taking a regular commander. I used to take the Enforcer. I'm just going to run with a regular commander here. He's buried inside a bodyguard unit, so he should be quite well protected. I'm going for the same combo of weapons for him as for his bodyguard. So, one fusion blaster, one plasma rifle, and then one cyclic iron blaster. And then one shield drone, and then one marker drone being taken for him. I guess we'll go through the crisis team next. So the idea is that he's going to be bodyguarded with those. It's a squad of 3. They're all taking shield drones, so 6 shield drones being taken, which the rules now basically gives each model, gives the bearer an extra wound, just to increase the toughness of these. I've given them all shield generators as well, so 4+ invulnerable save for the unit. And the same weapons loadout, cyclic iron blaster, plasma rifle, fusion blaster for each of those models. And the commander, one of the main perks for him is that he grants reroll 1s for the shooting for the unit. Then taking a Cadre Fireblade across here. Another HQ choice is Long Strike, taking the railgun, and then the twin smart missile system, and then 2 Seeker missiles being taken on him as well. There's a fire team across here being taken with a marker drone, squad of 10. Of those, a breacher team taking a guardian drone with them, squad of 10, 2 squads of Crute, 2 squads of 10, a Devilfish being taken as well, again with 2 Seeker missiles and then the twin smart missile system for that. And then finally, you do get a fair bit of stuff, 1250 points, you get a fair bit of stuff for the tower here, but 2 broadsides being taken with the heavy rail rifles, the twin plasma rifles being taken for those as well, and then a Seeker missile as the final option, and then 2 shield drones on one, a shield drone and a marker drone on the other. So that's the list here for the tower. This is a highly experimental battle, both for me getting familiar with the rules, looking at different units. Keep your eye on the different units here and see how they get on, how they could be used, see which ones excel. I'm looking to see which units are going for the final list at 2,000 points. I've had to leave some units out, so it's a chance to experiment with these, see how they get on, see how the whole army works on the battlefield as well. Apparently Tau are lower tier, but we'll see how they cope against the Space Marines, which have been strong enough on the channel. Phoenix Lords and Autarchs have been allocated. So Autarchs is unit leaders, so individual models, and then Phoenix Lords get allocated to entire units for all of our battle reports. It's one of the perks for the higher levels of support on channel membership. So I've got a lot of Tau friends. There's loads of Tau players here amongst the Phoenix Lords. So Longbow BB, Tau player, put him onto Long Strike here for this game. Gutby, in fact, all of these are Tau players here for the Phoenix Lords. So Gutby onto the fire team. Lucas Brown is going to go onto the commander, Ghost Tired here for this battle. BPP Wargame will go with the squad, the bodyguard, squad of crisis battlesuits. Midnight Miniatures will be the sergeant, the squad leader, the chasseur for that squad. Nate Miller will go on to the broadsides. Mephisto will be the Devilfish here in this battle. Ben Shaw in command of one of the Kroot units. And then Daniel Cunningham will go on to the Breacher team. And then Vagabond will be the Cadre Fireblade. So that's Phoenix Lords and Autarchs allocated. The Tau are back. They're ready to go. Experimental game for them. We'll take a look now and see what the Red Scorpions have in their list. Alright, so 1,250 points of Red Scorpions. This army is under development as well. I'm planning to release an army development video for these on channel membership and for the Tau for 2,000 points, just to see the lists and work our way through that and develop both of those armies. The plan is to expand these out to 2K soon. I've got the Imperial Fists coming towards the end of that project. I'm going to move on to these and develop a different style army for the Red Scorpions. So again, looking at units and see how they get on. HQ choice has been taken, so it is Captain Diotrephes here, so it's the captain in Gravis armour there. And the idea is he joins the 6 aggressors. 2 squads of intercessors, 2 squads of 5, 2 squads of 2 squads of 3 inceptors been taken. Redemptor Dreadnought with the Macroplasma Incinerator option, and then an Apothecary. And the idea is that he goes with the squad of 5 Hellblasters. And then for the Red Scorpions, an upgrade being taken or enhancement has been given to the Apothecary to join this unit. Bolter Discipline, so 6 pop extra hits, and you can improve that to 5+ as well in the right situation. So I think that's quite potent going on to the Hellblaster squad. So that's the list here for the Red Scorpions. Phoenix Lords and Autarchs being allocated. So Andreas Stur onto the Inceptors. Chris Comiskey is going to go onto the Redemptor Dreadnought here for this game. Michael Fry onto the other Inceptor squad. Amy Almo onto the Hellblasters. Sam Hermes, so it'll be Sergeant Hermes here for that squad, one of the Autarchs. Dylan Moore, Autarch squad leader for the aggressors, and then the whole squad will be under the command of Paintlicker's Paint Pot. Ray Cross will be the captain here in this game. Then JP onto the lieutenant here, and he's probably going to go with that squad across there. And then Sergeant Miara here, so Itai Miara going on to the sergeant here for the intercessor squad. So that's Phoenix Swords and Autarchs allocated. That's the list here for the Red Scorpions. Space Marines have been solid enough on the channel, but now they face the might of the Tau Empire. We'll take a look at scenario and deployment next. Right, so we have a scenario. We've been running the scenario-only war here for our early introduction games, just to give the main focus over to the factions. We're going to be moving away from this as the armies push up to 1500 up to 2000 points. But for smaller games, this one fits just nice. So playing from end to end, Tau going to be at this end of the board across here. So that's their deployment zone marked by the Tau dice. Then using the Imperial Fist dice here, the deployment zone marked out for the Red Scorpions. 4 objectives on the board. The whole mission hinges on these. So Mike's placed both of his inside his deployment zone. So one just here, then one across the other side next to the large containers. And the Tau have placed 2 here, one on this landing pad, and then one just outside of their deployment zone. So on turn 2 onwards, at the start of the second battle round, you pick up 1 victory point for each objective marker that you control to a maximum of 3. There's no secondaries in this mission. Everything hinges and depends on the control of those objectives. You've got to hold on to your own, try and disrupt the opponents. And usually in these games, it's 1 or 2 points in it here. So it helps the factions focus on objective control, taking objectives, major part of the game here for 10th edition. And then just a simple mission where we can focus on these 2 developing factions. So that's the mission. One further thing to point out for the Tau, I've gone for Precision of the Hunter onto the Commander. So with that, he gets +1 to the hit rolls. And then from the 3rd battle round onwards, it's +1 to the wound rolls for him as well. So that's the mission. Army's ready to go. We'll start alternating and placing units on the board next. Just to mention the battle mat and terrain that we're using in this game. So the battle mat's from GameMat.eu. It's called Sands of Time. This one is 44 inches by 60, so the appropriate size for games of 10th edition. Then the terrain that we're using, mixture of terrain, it's Games Workshop, Adeptus Mechanicus terrain, but also using the industrial terrain set from GameMat.eu as well. Pre-painted, and I've made some adjustments on it to create my own kind of colour scheme with that. But you can check out GameMat.eu for your supplies of battle mats, all shapes and sizes, pre-painted terrain sets available from them as well. Link in the video description below, and there's a discount code that you can use as well. Alright, so deployment done here for both sides. Both players just tactically choosing the right order to place models onto the board. There's some heavy firepower units on both sides. So both units of crew, they've got a scout move they can do, but they're both here getting ready to flow onto this objective. Tau have set up like a mini base camp here next to the landing pad. So strike team, and the broadside battle suits across here as well, so they can lend some decent firepower support but also anchor the home objective. Then so that's the deployment across there. Then across the other side, 2 of the last models to be placed, Devilfish right out on this flank, and then just lurking in here, it's Long Strike. He's just tucked in there. He's nicely tucked away in amongst the terrain, but in kind of an ambush position for him. So that's deployment done for the Tau. They do have a key unit in reserve, so the Crisis Battlesuit team's been joined by the Commander, and they're going to deep strike in. So that's turn 2 onwards for those. So then for the Space Marines, a bit of a kill zone across here. So Mike's tucked his force in across in this direction. Intercessor squad with the Lieutenant on the home objective. Hellblasters with the Apothecary just tucked away here. Aggressors with the need to push up the board have pushed in against these containers, the captains with them. The other Intercessor squad is on the home objective, and then I think it's the last unit to be placed, the Redemptor Dreadnought. And he's just over there by the pipe. She's well hidden, but there's a hammerhead on the prow up the other end of the board, and the 2 Inceptor squads, as per usual, in deep strike reserves. That's deployment done for both armies. Yes? Do other stuff? We're lining up anti-tank stuff here. So Mike's Dreadnought does have the potency, the potential to take out Long Strike with decent enough firepower. The Macroplasma Incinerator is a very, very good weapon. Equally, Long Strike could do well enough. The railgun's dangerous, but it'll need extra support if it's to bring the Dreadnought down. So I think Mike wants to go first. Imagine you would, because you better get your models into some of these units into a better cover and position as well. So roll up to see who goes first. Both sides want turn 1 this time around. I'm guessing that, right? Mike hasn't said, but I think that's the situation. So we'll roll up here. Experimental game. Let's roll to 5. It's a 3. So it will be the Imperium that goes first. Mike will be happy enough. I think he's going to commit the Redemptor Dreadnought straight away. Don't really have much choice. Other units are going to push up the board so you can cover. We're going to the first turn of the game. The Red Scorpions will make the first move. Alright, so we're on turn 1 here for the Space Marines. Recruit gets scout move 7 inches, so we've gone ahead and moved those 7, and then just short of 7, they're just moving up to the edge of the pipes for cover with those. Or, I'll say orcs. Recruit crowding around that objective, their job to hold that one there in the middle for as long as they can. We'll head on to movement here for the Red Scorpions. Mike fancies his chances here with that Dreadnought against Longstrike. So it's a Phoenix Lord fight here. It's Chris Comiskey with the Dreadnought and Longbow BB on Longstrike. We'll see who prevails. It looks like Mike's going to get the first strike. We'll let the Space Marines make their move. Right, so turn 1 here for the Space Marines. On the move, you see the Dreadnoughts lurched ahead here. So it's made an advance move. It rolled a 5. Mike's in Devastator Doctrine, so units can advance and shoot here. So he's got the angle. It's the first step here towards Longstrike, who's just tucked in over there. So toe-to-toe here, Redemptor Dreadnought versus the Hammerhead. Advance rolls made, so Intercessors shifting across over onto here. And then Aggressors, a good advance roll made with those. They've gone in between these two structures across here as well. Where they go from there, there's softer targets for them, but there's some tower firepower watching over in that corner. So we'll see how Mike deals with that situation. Then Hellblasters with the Apothecary round here onto the objective. It's already sticky objective, marked it here just with the Intercessors that were on it previously. And then no real reason for these to move. They're happy to anchor the other objective. That's movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase here. Some nervous dice rolling to come. Yeah. Okay. It's all on Mike here. I don't get a save, I reckon, unless I've got a little bit of cover. We'll see. But it's all down to Mike's dice rolls. All right, so we're going to go on to firepower here. Redemptor Dreadnought. It's a brave Dreadnought moving out into the open, lining up targets. It will get to fire its weapon first. Mike's gone for the Chris Comiskey dice on the Chris Comiskey model. It's the double stack mega whopper.
So I go 2 negatives, middle positive.
Okay, this is Mike's theory here. So everything you have is going into that tank. Everything in range will go into that tank. Yeah. Going to start with the Macroplasma Incinerator. This is the number of shots. This is huge. It's a 1. Come on, reroll. I can't even look. A 4. Okay, it could have been so much worse. 4 plus 1, remember, so it's 5 shots. It's Oath of Moment, by the way, has gone on to long strike wisely. Yeah. So re-rolling hits and wounds. Looking for 3s. Re-rollable. Just the 3 make it through. I think you'll find my toughness is 10, but I think your strength 12, I believe.
No.
No?
No. I haven't thought this through. It's only strength 9.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Vehicles are tougher. Oh. Looking for 5s. Oh, he does get them. What a recovery. Oh. Mike's still not happy though. That's only strength 9. That's huge. Right, okay. So the wounds do come through. I'm going to get cover. We've both looked at the cover there. We are partially obscured, so we're going to get 6 ups here. And oh boy, I'll go for some help. You can double stack. I'll double stack too. So I'll go for the longbow BB dice on the longbow BB model. Any kind of 6s would be amazing. These are damage 3.
Yep.
None. God. That's it. I just have to take it. That's it.
9.
Right. 9 wounds taken. Ouch. And it's not over yet. Mike's still got some firepower to come, but 9 wounds is tasty enough. All right. So a few things to mention here. Should have deployed him further back because he's a real asset for the tower. Downside is if I do deploy right at the back, he's got to then make manoeuvres up the board. Mike's still got some firepower left. He says if this Dreadnought goes, there's not too much in the way of firepower left here. Really just the Hellblasters, and they're across the other side. So this early fight is important enough.
Yeah. So I'll do the onslaught just because of the devastating wounds.
Yes. No, Mike's going to try and fish for devastating wounds here.
Yeah.
Looking for 3s. And this could bring out a surprise result here. There's 5 wounds to try and pick up. Right, it's all hit except 1. Now we fish for 6s. Oh, there's none, but it's rerollable. And there's 1. There's 2. Ooh, knocking me down to 3. So we'll be in a damage bracket. Okay. Hey, Chris. No, Mike will do the Stormbolters next.
2 shots.
2 shots, but twin linked, but.
And then
6s.
That's 1. Oh, no AP.
2 up. Oh no, please. Command reroll. 100% command reroll. Yeah, all right. I can take that CP away. That's a pain. All right, so we stick on 3.
The last thing I can hit him is the
Icarus.
Icarus Rattle Pod, yep. So
Okay.
D3. Just the 1.
Just the 1.
So he can't die. It's
5s for a wound, I would imagine. No, but it's rerollable. No, all right. So we have survived. 3 wounds left on long strikes. He's dangerous enough. He -1 to his hit rolls, but that model lives. There'll be pressure on him, though, to do well against the Dreadnought. If we don't do well, that Dreadnought's going to cause trouble. Most likely finish them off next turn. So a real firefight taking place across here over on this flank. And the results of this will impact across the other side of the board. Yeah. Any other shooting? I don't think got much else, really.
No, there's nothing in range. 24, I think, is on the gauntlets.
Oh, the short range, yeah. Okay, so firepower complete. All right, so on turn 1 here for the tower, a bit of discussion about Overwatch. So, would have been exactly the right move for Mike to go for Overwatch with movement here. But I reckon if we select to remain stationary, we can't be Overwatched. We're pretty sure that's the rules, but let us know in the comment section if you disagree. So looking at the Overwatch stratagem, we were discussing saying, well, maybe you can just use it at any point in the opponent's movement phase. But it says there when to use it, your opponent's movement or charge phase, just after an enemy unit is set up, so if like the deep striking in, or when an enemy unit starts a normal, advanced, fallback, or charge move. Then heading over to movement, we're saying, what if the hammerhead remains stationary? But does that still count as movement? We then looked at move units. Unless units are in engaged range of enemy units or enemy models, it can make a normal move, or advance, or remain stationary. So I reckon if I select remain stationary and sit still, then that's not over there in that stratagem. It's not mentioned that you can fire at units that remain stationary. So let us know in the comment section if you think that's wrong. We reckon we've got it right. That's the correct interpretation. And the theme behind Overwatch is to target like moving targets. So if you sit still, then obviously that's not happening. But let us know in the comment section if you agree or disagree. So we'll play it tactically. The hammerhead's going to sit still, but I might try and make a dash with him. So Mike will have the opportunity for Overwatch. It would have been more potent though across here because of Oath of Moment. That still sticks on the model. So Mike could have got reroll hit rolls and wound rolls, and that could well have been enough here to take Long Strike down. But we'll press on with movement here for the Tau as they try and deal with this Dreadnought and what they're going to do about their attack over on the Space Marine deployment zone, and indeed the incoming attack that's coming towards them. Alright, so rest of the movement's done. We have pushed up the Devilfish, rolled a 6, rolled nice and high for that one, so it shifted right across here, keeping to the right a little bit because there's aggressors just across the other side. Mike electing not to Overwatch. There's pressure on us now. We've got to destroy that thing. If that wanders into this Devilfish, then we will be in trouble. So holding our advance at this point, then across the other side, kept in stationary as well. So then across the other side, remain stationary with these. They do have line of sight and range against that Dreadnought there in the distance, so we do have some firepower available. There's 60 inches here with the heavy rail rifles. So if these are going to sit here, I'm going to push these forwards as an asset, so just making it here in cover. Crew just sat where they are, they're just doing their job. Happy enough having both units on that objective for now, and that is movement done. Bear in mind, Mike's got 2 units of Inceptors to arrive, and the Tau have the Commander and the Crisis battle suits to deep strike in. We're going to shooting phase next. Alright, so both players lining up as many buffs as possible here. We know how important this is early on in the game here. So Long Strike remains stationary. He is damaged in his bracket, so he's going to be a -1 to hit rolls. As I'm going to guide in his firepower here. So we've got a spotter and the guided unit. That's our target. That's going to grant +1 to hit rolls for him. Then he gets another +1 to hit rolls because he's going for Armor Hunter. So you can't get better than a +1. So basically he's on +1 overall to the hit rolls. It's going to take him from a 3+ to a 2+ with his railgun, and we're going to fire the 2 Seeker missiles into there as well. Smart missile systems going to go over into the aggressors just over there. So I've picked up the Vagabond dice from the gold level Patreon pile. He's a Tau player. A 2 required to hit this thing. I reckon Mike's getting cover, by the way, and then on top of that he's playing Armor of Contempt to try and negate my damage come through. Right, 6 is a hit. A plum hit right in the centre of the Imperial crest. Trying to wound now on. I imagine it's going to be... Whoa. What's your toughness?
10.
You get toughness 10?
10, yeah.
Strength 20. 2's to wound. What, we play whole facing. Mike concurs. Oh, you instantly go. Very good. Okay, so that goes through. So we're looking at AP -5, which strips the armor away. If I got cover, Mike gets cover, 6 up, and then -1 off that because of Armor of Contempt gives Mike a 5 up save. So he's got a 33.33 chance recurring of blocking the entirety of this damage.
Nicholas Lucas
for the Imperium. No. Command reroll?
Can't do it.
Why not?
Because I spent the command point on...
Oh, I see. Right, okay, so it goes through. So, we'll stick with Vagabond here for the damage. Go. Okay, right. 12. -1. Oh, wow.
And the 1.
That's the debut shot from the Tau, and it's Long Strike, delivering an 11 damage hit plumb into the centre of that Dreadnought. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, well, I think Long Strike's declaring his intention to stay on the list here. He misses Hammerhead number 2. This is Hammerhead number 2, by the way. I took the turret off and put a thing over the top there. I've got Devilfish, but I need to upgrade their paint job to match him with these. So Hammerhead number 2 is just going turretless here for this game. But they work as a pair. So he misses him, but by himself, he's doing well enough. Now, I've got 2 Seeker missiles that have been declared, so we'll see if those are good enough to try and finish this thing off. So now we've got 2 shots coming through at 1 less better, because these come through at 4 pluses. So they'll be on 3s overall. So now we're looking for 2 shots in 3s. Both hits come through. We'll now try and wound on strength 14, so 3s to wound with these. And that one failed. But targeting array, I can reroll a wound roll, resolve an attack, so I'll reroll this one. Duh, hammerheads. And you're going to be on a, I think you're going to be on a 3-up save here, Mike. AP minus 3 overall. So 2-up becomes a 3-up, 4-up, 5-up. Cover, 4-up. Armor of Contempt, 3-up. Wow. 3 and, blocked. Right, okay. Okay, just checking Seeker Missile. Just 1 shot. I was wondering if it was Devastating Wounds, but it's not. Okay. Okay, so we'll do the Smart Missile Systems, going into the aggressors. I've got a... No, it's... I think that reroll 1-hit roll or 1 wound, so that is going to be a miss. And then we're looking for Strength 5, Toughness 6, maybe, I think, on yours. Yeah, so 1 wound comes through.
No AP?
No AP at all. So a 3-up.
No.
1 wound taken. All right, so that wound's been taken. I'm just checking the rules for cover, and Mike's got a 3-up save. It's AP 0 coming through, so you can't get better than that. So that 2 is a wound being taken. Okay, I reckon I might use the broadsides across the other side. The only shot they've got is against this. See if they can finish it off before we decide what to do with him. Right, don't like saying it, but I'll take the risk. I'm not going to fire the Smart or Seeker missiles on these. Just going to go with heavy air rifles. 2 shots each. They're heavy, so they've sat still. Just going to have 3s. This is using the 8mm dice here, so it's a double stack. It's the 8mm unit. 3s. Oh, okay, they've all hit. Just making sure, heavies +1 to hit rolls. They start on 4s, so that's what we need. And then we're looking for 3s to wound. These are coming in at strength 12. 6s will finish this thing here because they have devastating wounds. Alright, so I think we've done enough. AP minus 4, AP minus 3 for Armor of Contempt. With cover gives Mike 4-up saves on 3 dice. He does have a chance to block these. He must block all 3 to survive. And of course he'll turn to a patronic friend. Yeah, it's a debut here. It's Valhallan Field Marshal Robert, who is a Valhallan's Imperial Guard player, also Imperial Fists. Debut roll for him.
4s needed.
Yeah. Oh, close. Oh, okay. Gave you hope. Oh, just the one sneaks through. It'll be enough to finish off the target. No, Mike's still rolling dice here. And then the damage is 4, but doesn't matter. It's just the 1 wound we needed. Those things come through at D6 plus 1 damage. So it's 4 wounds taken. Dreadnought destroyed. Does it blow up? Not that it's going to affect anybody. No. No, all right. But target gone. It's tough enough. The tower will be glad to see that thing go. That gives them an advantage for sure across the other side. So we'll press on. A little bit more firepower. Small bits come here for the tower. So we're going to go for the Devilfish. The 2 Seeker missiles are going to go into the aggressors. May as well have a go at them whilst we can see them. And we'll go for Marcus Anthony. He's a Tau Viola Sept player. 2 shots. Needing... Yeah, hold it right there. I don't think we could shoot because we advanced. Yes. Yeah, we did. On that note, firepower is finished. There's nothing else, no other targets that we can see. The main task was to bring that Dreadnought down, which we've done. So we can bring turn 1 to an end here for the tower. But I guess situations like that in games with the tower have to dominate. If they don't dominate with firepower, they don't really dominate with much else. They're useless enough in close combats. They have to clear a path. They can't mix in with the enemy. They have to clear them away with firepower before moving in. So, it's not over yet. Mike's got a lot of bodies on the ground. He's got reinforcements to arrive. And we've seen games before where Tau have vehicles that have survived, but their other softer stuff has been swept away and they've lost. So the battle's far from over. Decisions, though, to make now for the Space Marines. They may have to push forwards under fire. We'll see what choices Mike makes. He's got 2 deep striker units that are available if he wants to bring those in. Bearing in mind the Tau have got their crisis team and commander to bring in from reserves as well. We're going to the second turn of the game for the Space Marines next. Alright, so turn 2 for the Space Marines. The shape of the game has changed, and Mike, I think, is going to be looking a lot stronger across the other side, despite Tau getting ahead by just taking out the Dreadnought. So, holding position here on this objective with the Hellblasters. This Intercessor squad with the Lieutenant has shifted round to here. Other Intercessor squads just back here at sticky objectives. They control it, no problem. Okay, then around the other side, Mike has actually shifted his attack across over onto that flank. So he doesn't want the Hammerhead dominating the table. So these have landed here. They're able to do it. Yeah, they have a special rule, rapid or meteoric descent. You're not allowed to charge, but you can land just over 3 inches away instead of 9 from enemy targets. So we just shifted that model down there just to keep just over 3 inches away. But these have landed here. It's very good if you try and get the right location for firepower. Mike's trying to fire down and not worry about any kind of cover. If you'd landed over here, for example, you could have still shot, but there's cover and you want to just try and keep the Hammerhead as exposed as possible. So Oath of Moment's gone on here again. Oath of Moment is the key. If Mike's re-rolling his hits and wounds, I reckon there'll be enough firepower to bring that thing down, but we'll see. Aggressors have made an advanced move with their captain. Mike's gone into Assault Doctrine. Yeah, it's a Space Marine Doctrines, really powerful rules. Mike's able to advance and charge. He's able to reach the Devilfish quite comfortably there. 3-inch charge probably is going to put them in. Okay, so it should be nice and straightforward.
You know I can feel 3 inch.
Yeah, Mike will look after that. Come on, reroll like a baby. Here, so until he gets to the charge phase. So that's movement done. Space Marine is going to try and take on the Tau over on this flank, which is good. If this is neutralised, then Mike can shift his attention to go after the Tau objectives. So the game's nicely mixed up. Mike's reserves have arrived. We'll now go on to shooting phase next. I was taking a look at rapid ingress. I don't think it's worth it. I could do it. It's very able to bring deep strike unit in from reserve at the end of your opponent's movement phase. It's useful enough for melee units, but we're not really melee at all, so I will wait and not bring them in, just for risk of Mike being able to shoot at them and potentially charge, so we'll leave it and having to spend the CP. So we're on to Mike's shooting phase here. So you're going to go over there, right? Okay, so Inceptors of their firepower to try and finish off Long Strike.
So Maxfield Knuckles.
Maxfield Knuckles.
Freeze, re-rolling.
I really rate the Inceptors, and they've landed in a really good spot on the tape. Oh no.
Sustained hits 2.
Wow. It's an extra 6 hits. Oh, they're so good. They are really good. They're toughness 6. They're a brilliant unit.
Probably should have left dropping the second squad in. Your toughness 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be 6s.
6s for wounds, but it's re-rollable. There's 2s, off to not too bad a start, and the re-roll's the crucial thing. Oh, and there's 3 more. Superb.
5. -1, 2 damage.
5 coming through, no cover, -1, so 4 ups. This should be the end of Long Strike. We'll go for the perfidious Eldar, Jordan Russell. See if one Xenos player can help another. Triple 1. Not a chance. 6 damage taken. Even a command reroll will not save us. Long Strike's gone. Do we depart with a bang? We do. And I think a Hammerhead's quite potent when it blows up, actually. Deadly Demise of D3. What can you do? D3 on the unit that's furthest away. Just a wound, you're okay. And the other unit is just a wound. 2 1s being rolled. Okay. So just 1 wound each. No problem. Okay. And I've just seen our friend, and he's always in the wrong place. Frank's up there for some reason. He's watching out the tower, perhaps reporting on their movements here to the Space Marines, but he's completely the wrong end of the ball. But Hammerhead's destroyed. Well done. That's a good strike. It's 170 points for long strike, but yeah, he took out a... Well, he helped, virtually took out a 225 point unit, so not too bad. And perhaps if he'd hung around more at the back, he would have survived a lot longer. Dangerous enough. Hammerhead's gone, but I think it's a noble enough unit to have in the army. All right, good work from the Inceptors. Right, yeah, looking for other targets. Range 18. We can get range on a couple of models. Yeah, looks like some might be able to. We'll check this one. Looks like we've got some firepower against the Groot. They're all just about in range, so good enough job. Looking for 4s, because we're stealth. Michael Fryer, Space Marine player. Do like the Inceptors. They're a good job.
Double down again. It's Michael Fryer squad.
Yeah. Right, just mentioned, as Mike's running up his hit rolls there, a lot of the models for the Red Scorpions have been pre-painted by Siege Studios. You can check them out if you're in painted commission work. They've done a good job. Here I sent them a tester model to match up with the scheme that I put together, and they've done a real good job on these. They've done the Hellblasters. The Aggressors are painted by them as well. So you can check out Siege Studios if you're in painting commission work. So Mike's done his hits and bonus hits coming through. Looking to wound on 3s. There'll be some saves to make here. He's already started to eat away at the tower units in the middle. 7. 6 up save, +1 for cover, -1 on the AP. So we're looking at 6s. None. Oh, he's devastated that squad. Well done, good shooting. That's Ben Shaw's squad. So casualties removed. That's trouble for them. And then Mike's got some intercessor shots. Now they advanced, but they have assault, so they can put some shots into the Devilfish. Needing 3s.
Yep. Any 6s for sustain because of the lieutenant.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry.
Lethal. Yeah.
Yep.
Useful enough. And 6s to wound. Just on the off chance. No. Okay. Alright, so shooting phase is finished. We're going to charges next. So Mike's obviously going to go after that Devilfish. Nice and straightforward. I think that's the only charge. So Overwatch, no. So, what could go wrong? Be fine. 8. No worries. Right, in they go. Yeah, Mike will go the full move here just to get as many models as possible into base contact. But contact made for sure. We'll see if the Devilfish can stand up to 6 aggressors and their captain going in. So I'm liking the idea of the Devilfish with the models inside, but any advance they make, as we see here, needs to be a cautious one. It's tough enough. There's 13 wounds at 3 up save and toughness 9. But it is aggressors going in. They're potent enough in close combat. Backed up by their captain as well. It's Mephisto. Oh no. Mephisto has the habit on the channel. It's my fault, or our fault. We place them onto units that where they get destroyed quite often. We did have a good run where Mephisto survived a good number of games, but he's been caught out here with the aggressors. So it's Paint Lickers Paint Pot Squad. Captain Ray Cross.
5s then?
5s becomes 4s.
1s, 4s.
Yeah. Mike's playing Honour the Chapter. +1 to the wound rolls. You get Lance ability and an extra AP -1. It's an excellent stratagem to play. It's going to really help out across here. Space Marine rules, stratagems, unit options. It's all solid from them.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Sergeant Moore separate?
Yeah.
He's just here. So, or Dylan Moore. It's one of the all-tarks. I'm sure he'd want to know how much damage he does, so he can roll separately.
Do it again, force bubble?
Yeah. Sergeant Moore. Are they hitting on 3s and fists?
Yep.
Oh, right.
And then 4s. Twin linked.
Twin linked, of course. 2 go through.
-3.
-3. 6s to block. No.
2 damage pop.
It's 4 damage from Sergeant Moore. Good for him. Yep, Mike's just refunded himself the CP. He's going to use it as the freebie that comes with the captain in the squad. It's all coming through. 4s to win. Oh, twin linked. Twin linked is crucial for 10th edition. And that's why. I'm 5. That's made all the difference.
Yep.
Oh, 8, yeah. So 2 have gone through already. I think this is the end of the... Ugh. Alright, and then do we explode? No, we don't. All right. Target destroy. We'll figure out what happens to the Cadre Fireblade and also the breaches inside. There is room for us to escape. We've lost our transport vehicle here. Tower resistance over on this flank is crumbling. Space Marines very professionally dealing with their targets. Right, so 3 1s roll, which is mortal wounds. The 1 wound models have been removed from play, so 7 have got out. And then the Cadre Fireblade. I've managed to deploy as maxed out as possible, and I've created a gap here so that Mike can't tuck into them. So there's a standoff now between these breaches, which are hopelessly outclassed against these aggressors. So this flank's been virtually claimed, not entirely, but virtually been claimed here by the Space Marines, and then Mike, I think, is planning to rally these and then start to push through in that direction. So Space Marines are certainly not down out here in this fight. They lost the Dreadnought, but their infantry units are working hard and causing plenty of damage, mincing the vehicles. There's 2 vehicles gone. So that's combat's done. It's been an efficient turn here from the Space Marines. They have done well. We'll go on to the second turn of the game for the tower. They do have this asset to arrive. It's dangerous enough, but they can only land in one place and make a difference in one part of the battlefield. So we've got to choose really very carefully where to go. There's a big threat across this side to try and deal with. The main aim of the game is to disrupt and take objectives, but at the same time, we've got to defend our own. So Tower got some choices to make. There are some assets down, but again, for them, they're not down now with the fight. We'll see what decisions and actions they take on their second turn coming up next. Right, so movement phase here on turn 2 for the tower. So move these up here to get better line of sight to see through against the Inceptors. I can see them now with all of these models. I reckon this objective Mike's going to go after this one. So failed battle shock tests with the Crete squad here. The fresh squads move deeper into the terrain and getting in range of the objective as well, pushing up null move here with this strike team. I reckon the bodies on that objective to hold out for as long as possible. Across the other side, you can see the breaches just backing off, making an advance move. They are equipped with assault weapons, so they can make an advance move and still shoot, keeping themselves all in range 10. Let off perhaps a final volley against the aggressors, and then try and decide where to arrive. We've turned up here. The aim of the game is to try and disrupt objectives. So we've moved across, or deep struck here with the Crisis Battlesuit team and the commanders. They are a threat. I don't think there's anywhere I can try and draw in for the greater good ability to try and get the +1 to hit rolls, because it's going to have to fire as they are. We'll see how they do. That's movement done. We're going to shooting phase. No. Mike has declared Overwatch for a CP. So you're on 1 CP at the moment.
Yep.
We're on 3. I think we might end up spending this turn. And he's going to call upon an Imperial friend. There's a good number of them. Top stack, yeah, Andrew Swan. Okay. Mike's going to offload that here. Now, what's interesting is your ability, Bolt of Discipline,
Yep.
is popping extra hits on 6s. Well.
Just need to get the 6s.
Okay, no comment. Here it comes. You know, there's 3. It is good. Oh, that is good. So it becomes 6. Now that's interesting. I'm planning to do that, and I'm planning to expand this to a squad of 10. So imagine them on Overwatch popping the extras. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So it'll be
okay.
3 and the wound.
Yeah. Yeah. Toughness 5.
So
3 go through, and the AP minus 3.
3 damage.
Okay. So it's a bit of cover through here. So we're looking at AP minus.
It'll be 2 then.
Minus 2 in total. Which will take me to... Well, it's 4 plus invulnerable save anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we're looking at 3 of them. 4 plus invulnerable saves. And I'm going to turn to a friend. Toughness. Death Guard. Darren Gardner. For the greater good. 666. Nice, didn't see that too often. Okay.
Hazardous test?
Hazardous test, yeah. All good. Okay, that's Overwatch done. We'll hand over to the tower now for their firepower. Okay, so on tower shooting here. It's a question about for the greater good ability. We reckon we can do this, but do let us know in the comment section if you've got it wrong. So just go through this carefully just one time to show you. If your army is tower, then in your shooting phase, units your army can work in pairs to help each other target specific enemy units. What I'm thinking of doing is I've got line of sight across here with these. Across to here, and obviously going to try and guide and help these in with their firepower. So see what it says, because one of the questions that's come up is, well, they're out of range for firepower, but can they still assist? Is the question. I reckon they can, but do let us know in the comment section if they can't. So they're working in pairs to try and target specific enemy units. When they do this, one unit is the observer unit, so observer unit's over there. And the other unit is the guided unit, so I'm going to try and guide them in with their firepower across here. The enemy they are targeting is called the spotted unit. Each time you select this unit to shoot, if it's not an observer unit, it can use this ability. So this is the guided units. They're the ones that are going to get the buff. So then it says each time you select this unit to shoot, if it's not an observer unit, it can use this ability. And if it does, select one other friendly unit with this ability is also eligible to shoot, excluding fortifications, battle shocks, and observer units. And then until the end of the phase, this unit is considered a guided unit. So they're considered to be guided. And then that unit is considered to be an observer unit. Then select one enemy unit that is visible to both your units to be the spotted unit. So they're visible to them, so therefore they become the spotted unit. That's what you reckon. So the question is, well, they're out of range against this target. Can they still observe? I mean, theme-wise, they don't need, if they're spotting, they're just using binoculars and stuff. So they wouldn't really need to be in range for their firepower. So we reckon they can, but do let us know if you think they can't be the unit that helps guide these in. In which case, we're going to play it that way that they can. So they have spotted them. Guiding those in with their firepower means that we are going to get +1 to the hit rolls. They don't have the marker light ability as a guardian drone there instead of a marker drone, so they're not going to strip cover against that target. So that's the way we'll play it, but do let us know in the comment section if you think otherwise. So we'll go with these. I'm going to offload with the squad first, and I'll go with the commander after that. So we've got cyclic iron blasters, fusion blasters, plasma rifles. So we'll go with fusion blasters first, one on each of the models. And we're rolling ones for the commander. So they've all hit. We'll be on 2 for wounds. They've all wounded. We're saying Mike's going to get cover. So the fusion blaster is always used to, yeah, it's -4. It's -3, 6 is to block, 3 dice. Nope, and then the damage is going to be d6 each time. So first model, second, we'll leave it, and then the next one's going to kill him. So 2 models slain from that squad. Mike's reminded me that any slain models, there's half a chance they're going to get to shoot back. It's pretty good shoot. That's good. I think a squad of 10 is going to be good at those. We'll go for plasma rifles next. 3s. Rerolling 1s again for the commander. That's missed. 2s to wound. Those 2 go through. Plasma rifles are AP -3, so 2 saves of 5+. These will be damaged 3 each time. None, just another. I'll go like that so that Mike can stay in range of the objective. And then cyclic iron blasters next. Or supercharge on these. 3s. Rerolling ones, exceptionally accurate firepower coming through. And then we are looking at 2 to wound again. Okay. I think it's 7. Mike's going to be on saves of 4+. One at a time here because the squad's about to go. They're damage 2 each time. So that's him. And then now the rest on the apothecary himself.
Here's my question though. When the smallest bodyguard unit is destroyed, roll a d6 on 2+, you gain CP.
Yeah.
Do I do that now before I roll?
Yeah, destroyed, yeah, take it.
Yep.
Okay, CP gained. Extracting the gene seed. So here come saves now. 4+. Right, so to get through, that's 4 wounds. I think it's a Primaris apothecary. He's still alive.
No, he's only 4 wounds.
And he's going to go. Okay. Still got the commander to come.
Yeah.
So he's probably just going to, he's going to let him go.
Yeah.
Right, so remember this is sticky objective. Mike still controls this one. And then Mike can now roll 4+s for a bit of revenge. Just the one, okay. Rapid fire.
Nope.
No hits, okay. There's a 4 in there, there's a hit. 3s to wound. Yep. And we're trying to make a save.
Yep.
We do, okay. Alright, as you can see, a bit of a twist here with the tower. It's been costly, it's 2 CP, but strike and fade. In your shooting phase, 1 tower empire battlesuit unit for your army that can fly, whose attacks have been resolved this phase. If your unit is not within engagement range of enemy units, it can make a normal move. If it does, your unit cannot declare a charge. So it raises another question. I can't see here where it says we can't, but we use Deep Strike to arrive. Does that stop us from using this strategy? There's nothing in here to say that we can't. And it could be perhaps the style of the tower now for 10th edition and with the current index cards is they're able to land, clear a target and then move in after deep striking. So reckon we can do it, but again, for a third opportunity, if you disagree with what we've done, do let us know in the comments section. If all that's happened here is correct, if observing can go on from out of range units but within line of sight, that really helps them. For sure, and if they're able to land, clear a target and then sweep in, especially on an objective, that's particularly good. So again, as we said at the start of the game, looking for units that are good for the tower. A commander in his battle suits, landing, guided, well equipped. They've cleared a target and snatched an objective. That is a good move there from the tower. So that's looking healthy enough across here. So good enough, success over in this corner. We'll move over here next and guide some more firepower in. Okay, going to pair up across here. The better unit to guide in, or to be the observer unit, is the Fire Warriors because they have the Markerlight drone, which will mean that when these fire, they can strip cover. These can see, and they're going to go against the Interceptor squad on the right-hand side, firing from here. So, yeah, all lined up. This is how it's meant to be here. The observer unit with the Markerlight ability, and then these across here. So, we'll commit this to Tau friends, Travis and Jen, they're Tau players as well as Tyranids. So we'll go for plasma rifle first. It's just 1 in range, so 1 shot, twin linked. So we're looking at 3s. Missed, and nothing I can do. So then we'll go for the heavy Rao rifles. These are 3s. Missed of those 2, nothing I can do. And then, I think we're 2s to wound because we're strength 12.
Yeah, toughness 6.
Toughness 6. Yeah, strength 12. Okay, this is going to be Jen's firepower here. So then we've got 2 wounds do come through. And there's no devastating wounds there. So these come through at AP -4. Mike's played Armor Contempt, then -3. There is cover which we've stripped those. It's 6s to block on 2 dice. A little bit technical here with Tower Firepower, just trying to make sure we get it all as correct as possible. Sam Hermes here, Black Templars player, Cadians as well, so our loyalist.
Oh.
1 blocked. No, none blocked. None, okay. D6 +1 damage. So it's going to slay the first one. And then a 4 plus 1, 5. So it's going to pick off 2 in total. Okay, that's Andreas Stewar's squad. They're tough enough here, but the heavy air rifle is a high caliber weapon. They finally did declare the 2 Seeker missiles into that squad, so these to come in next. This can be Travis. Travis missiles. 1 comes in. 3's to wound. Does wound. This one's -3, so we have 5 to block this one. Now, we could get the wipeout here. This is pretty good here from the tower, and it's going to be, again, D6 plus 1 damage. 7 wounds. Pulverized. Okay. Target brought down. That's not too bad from the broadside. It's another unit that's trying to keep itself in the list. Good supporting fire from that. But guided in here, it's key to have these observer units assisting the tower with their firepower. As soon as the tower get onto 3s to hit, they start to become dangerous. Right, next. 10 shots from here. Looking for 4s. This is going against the other Inceptor unit. Strength 5, so 5's to wound. A wound. And a 3-up save. Passed. So, we're talking about the tower. Getting the impression their infantry are next to useless for shooting. Used to have a bit of bite for 9th edition. Same with the breaches, but I'm not really going to expect much from them. But they are crucial for guiding in the heavy caliber stuff. So they're going to play a useful role for sure, controlling objectives and so on. But guiding units in, needing 3s, helping units like here and the Crisis Battlesuit team. 3s to hit rerolling 1s. It's nice, reliable kind of firepower coming in. So I think the direction, the vibe that I'm getting from the tower is take infantry, but don't expect anything from them and just use them to observe. And they're well-equipped battlesuit type units. I've been impressed so far by what we've seen from both the supporting unit here at the back and also the Crisis Battlesuit. So we'll press on with firepower here, all observing. It's like a test run here for the tower in this game. So firepower continues across here. Both recruit squads firing through. Didn't even pick up a wound. Again, just showing the infantry just not really cut out for taking on targets, apart from sort of softer hordes type units. But against Space Marine caliber armors, you're going to need the heavy hitting stuff. So then the final parting gesture, I think, from the breaches. They're in trouble across there, but they've backed off. They're going to unleash a volley. So we're looking at 14 shots from the 7 that remain. They'll go into the aggressors. There's a Cadre Fireblade with them, so he'll grant them an extra shot. They've got no observing friends. Now, they help to guide a unit in. It's not going to affect their ballistic skill. There's no one else to help them out, so we're looking at 4s. They must be nervous. They're surrounded by Space Marines. That's the shots coming through. It's going to be 4s to wound. Strength 6. And they've picked up 5 wounds at AP -1. So 4s with cover back to 3s. Just a wound comes through. There's a model already on 1 wound, but it's not enough to slay any models. Okay, and then the Cadre Fireblade is going to get his 2 shots. He needs 3s. Okay. And then he needs 5s. Nothing with him, and that's their firepower finished. So again, I think that illustrates breaches there, kicking out about some of the best close-range infantry firepower you can get, but really struggling. So watching this with interest. Firepower, I think, is complete for the tower. No charges. Significant results for them for sure. An Inceptor squad destroyed at long range, and then across here, dropping in, destroying, and then sweeping onto an objective with the Crisis Battlesuit team has been a good result for the tower. That's the end of their second turn. So 2 turns each, it's 2 victory points each at this stage. Mike's set to pick up 1 now because of the reduction across here. We'll go on to the middle stage of the game, turn 3 for the Space Marines. They have had some assets cut down, but they've still got potent units on the board. Turn 3 for them next. So we're on Mike's turn 3, point picked up, folding on to the objective. So if you enjoy our games, you want to see more battle reports, help support the channel, and access the various perks that we have at different levels, then do join us on YouTube channel membership. Link for that in the video description below, and on the channel homepage you can just hit join and choose which level you want. It really does keep the channel going. It helps us produce the content, and all the supporters much appreciated. That's on membership and over on the Patreon page as well. So with channel membership, I've got some army development videos coming. So it's a unique series where we propose a list, gives people a chance to interact and make suggestions and so on. The list is developed and then it finally comes out as an army for the battle reports that we do. So the two army development videos that I've got coming is the two armies that you see here. So Red Scorpions coming up. I've got a list proposed for them. Exciting list, I think. A nice strong theme for them. And then with the Tau, I've got a list drawn out. Both of these at 2,000 points. When those videos go live, you can leave your own comments and suggestions. I always check and read through and see what suggestions people make. It's a chance to interact and to help build lists. And for many of the factions on the channel, there's a good number of units now that have been subscriber suggestions down through the different editions. So I've got a 2,000 point list drawn up for the Tau as well. And I'm just thinking of that list as we're playing this game, because a number of these units are in that final proposed list, and just watching to see how they get on in this battle. All right, so turn 3, movement for the Space Marines, shifting across in this direction. These, I think their final intent is to try and push in to the Tau back lines and go after those objectives. Interceptors have jumped across here to lend some firepower support and maybe charge. Intercessors have moved around. Sticky objectives, they're still under Space Marine control, and they've shifted around here to try and avoid battlesuit firepower coming through. I'm not sure about the battlesuits in the corner. If I leave the objective, we no longer control it, so not sure what to do with them. And then the intercessors across here at advancing. Mike's paid a CP to give them assault doctrines, so they can advance and charge. And then our infantry firepower is so poor. Mike's just ignoring these pretty much. Maybe shoots them.
I've kept them in range 18.
Oh, have you? Ah, right, clever. Right, okay, so Mike can give them a volley. They're not ignored. Mike's got a number of units that can shoot at the intercessors as well. He's just going to try and bring them down with firepower. So again, Space Marines are taking some heavy hits here, but they're not out of the fight. They're converging across here to make an attack on this objective. And the Tau, as effective as this has been, we're kind of stranded across here now. Okay, we'll go on to shooting phase for the Space Marines next. Open moment, by the way, is on the large unit of crew there. I think Mike's got a good chance of clearing this objective. We'll just zoom in so you can see the Tau defense. So Fire Warriors here stretching and trying to reach the objective. Crew all over it here at the moment, but Space Marines getting ready to lay down some Daka and charge in and clear them out of the way. Crew not the toughest. Intercessors first, going into the breaches.
Yeah, so it's assault and heavy.
So looking for 3s. It's in rapid fire range. 3s to wound. I'm going to get no cover. Let's AP -1. 4 saves. 5 ups. Ugh, terrible. Armor's made of paper. 4 dead. Okay, so there's just 3 from that squad left and the Fireblade.
And then I'll do the aggressors.
Oh yes, aggressors and their firepower into the same target.
Yeah.
Alright, Mike says, note to self, should have shot with the aggressors first for the blast ability, but I think he's going to be okay here. So, this is number of shots.
For the grenade launch, yep.
So its closest eligible is them, so it's going to be an extra, so it's going to be AP -1, which will prove very useful.
16, 17.
Okay. Do you like the aggressors?
3s.
Yep. Whoa.
It's only strength 4.
Will do. 3s to wound. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be AP1 now.
Okay. We're looking at 8.
Yeah.
Let's roll these all together. It's 5s. Block 4, heroic stuff. Squad's been wiped out. I think breaches. Yeah, there's no extras. And then a wound being taken on the Cadre Fireblade. Alright, so we've given a wound back to the Cadre Fireblade. It should be -1 to the wound rolls because of the Guardian Drone, which is now dead. Whilst the unit was alive, so okay, it's simultaneous. Now we don't get the Guardian Drone, and Mike can go for regular shots now. With the gauntlets.
Yep. These.
Okay.
And toughness.
Toughness 3.
So 3s. 4s. No, 3s.
3s, yeah.
Yeah, twin linked.
Oh no. He's going to go down like some hero of a cowboy film with multiple
13.
shots coming through. 13. At -1, right?
-1 plus is eligible.
Oh, that's pretty good. Aggressors. Twin link's so good. He's gone, he's gone, he's gone. Right, target destroyed. Well done. So they're gone. Yeah, that's the end of them. Blown away. So, good shooting. Target cleared away. Now it's going to be this squad of intercessors with the lieutenant. They're going into the larger squad of recruits, where Mike's rerolling his hits and wounds. There is a real efficiency with the Space Marines now for 10th edition. Like a no nonsense, apart from all those. Just ignore Mike's dice rolling.
So, lethal.
2 lethals, yeah.
And then reroll it. It's falling apart.
If you're a bad dice roller, collect Space Marines, because overmoment really covers up bad dice rolling. Oh, dear, those come very well in his wounds. See, it just helps.
5.
Okay, right, 5.
5.
5 come through, it's -1. We are in cover, so we're back to 6 up armor save. None, half the squad gone, just they wither away. Just half the squad gone. Good shooting. There's a pistol there on the... No, advanced. Oh, yes, you can. No, can't. No, not pistol. No, carry on. Sorry, we got there in the end.
Separate squad into the same.
The larger squad. Mike wants to clear those out of the way so you can get through to the others. 3s, yeah, there's no minuses going on. 6s are good. Oh, not so good, but oath of moment again, helping out. Yep. 3s to wound. It's rerollable. Really needed it. 5.
5.
At -1. 6s. Squad gone. Nice and quick. Creep brought down. So I think that's 5 power complete across the board. We're going to go into charges here. Mike's done a good job at clearing away their larger squad of Crute. His intent is to try and charge the small squad of Crute just to get models in. It's a 6-inch charge across here of these. And also a 6-inch charge with this squad coming through, because Mike needs to just get engagement range with the pipes just there. So it's actually a shorter charge required. It's 2 charges needing 6 inches. He's not charging those because he wants to avoid the photon grenade option.
So I'm going Ray Cross.
Ray Cross, he's annoyed enough at the town.
Well, me and charges don't seem to work well.
Okay, I say nothing. 6-inch charge for those first?
Yeah.
Okay, here it comes. Ray Cross charge.
I dropped dice and I had a 6.
Just about.
So that suits me for that. So
those go in, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 11 in they go, right. Both squads going in. I think we got mixed up which one's which. 6-inch charge came from those. They make it, and an 11-inch charge from them. So those charges have gone ahead. Swung right around here with the Inceptors and then the Intercessors moving in. So infantry units crowding onto this objective. I think Mike's got this one, but see how he does. He wants to fight first with these to try and take down the Crute.
Yeah. So 1, 2,
Do this step by step. The ideal situation for Mike is to wipe them.
3 shots each, or 3 hits each, hitting on 3s. Oh, okay.
Okay, there's no oath here, but 5 have come through.
Strength 4.
3's to wound. 4. 4 saves a 6+. We'll go for a friend. Carl Roden for some Tyrannid Chitin. Yeah, doesn't help. They're gone. All right. So that's the Crute, the smaller unit. They were battle shocks, but I guess you can roll for battle shock again on the next turns. They are an annoyance, but they've been removed from play. I'll just take away their battle shocked marker. And then Mike wants to consolidate with them into the Tower Fire Warriors. All right, so that's the Ben Shaw squad. I reckon this squad across here is still eligible because it made a charge. So it's going to make a 3-inch pylon move into the Fire Warriors to fight against them as well. Right, so now the pylon move has been made by these, getting themselves into base contact. And we reckon 3 of the regular intercessors can fight plus the lieutenant. The ideal situation for Mike is to cut down the Fire Warriors seriously to try and stop us from getting OC control. Mike's gone hyper aggressive, pushing to stop us from trying to consolidate in range of the objective. So it's going well enough.
So the normal
intercessors, yeah.
Intercessors, yeah.
6s are auto wounding. So we're looking at 3s. He's avoided the photon grenades. Just clever stuff from the Space Marines. They're wires. On auto wound, yep.
3s again.
Yeah. 4. 4 ups to hold. Oh, we hold with 3. So just a wound taken. We'll take away this guy here. Okay, the lieutenant with his sword.
5s hitting on 2s.
3s to wound.
So
minus 3.
Minus 2. 2 damage.
2. Okay, on 3.
Yep.
6s to block. No, 3 hack down. Alright, so I think Mike's done it. He's got OC control of 2 on the intercessors. That's the usefulness of those, trying to go after objectives. So a lot of people are saying intercessors are no good anymore, but if you're trying to disrupt objectives, having OC of 2 is very, very useful. So I've got not enough models in range. It's 10, 11, 12, 13 against my 10, and he's out of range. So I'm going to do my attacks here. It's going to be like throwing peanuts at an elephant. A hit. We'll go into the intercessors, I think, trying to get 5. Ugh, terrible, yeah. Tau, note to self, Tau are useless in combat. We've known that for a decade on the channel. And Space Marines, like bullies here, have elbowed their way through and literally just barged the Tau, gunned down the Kroot, and then barged the Tau of the way and claimed the objective. So a bit of revenge here, sweet revenge for the Space Marines. Tau don't really have an answer for this close combat coming through. And it's even these units are not exactly close combat units, are they? Just regular Space Marine units. So they've done well. Clearing the objective. It's a good move. Good convergence of resources. Space Marines going on the aggressive, and it's proved effective enough. Okay, an eventful turn for sure. 1 point coming through then for the Space Marines. That puts them on 3. Tau on 2. But Tau are poised to pick up 2 points on their turn. They still control this objective. Mike's claimed that one. But sitting on here is going to help us out. We'll pick up another point for that. So the Tau get themselves ahead. The conundrum for the Tau is that we need help over here. But if we leave here, we leave control of the objective. The other thing to consider is we could try and go after this objective to disrupt that one. So resources running low now for both sides. Space Marines down to a few units. The same for the Tau. Resources are stretched. I think this game is going to be tight enough. The decisions made the next few turns are going to prove crucial for both sides. We'll go on to turn 3 for the Tau next. Right, so moves and counter maneuvers taking place here. So I've moved out from the objective. The idea is to play striking phase, moving in to fire across here, a good firepower available with the plasma rifles, and then pay the 2 CP to jump back on the objective again. Mike then responded, what's the name of your strategy that lets you do that? It's a D6 move.
Squad tactics.
He's used it here. He's disappeared. Roll a 3, which is just enough to push in this direction. And with the angle cross here, it's now cut off line of sight from these entirely, which means just have 1 battlesuit left and range 24 with a single plasma rifle shot. And that's it. So tactics being used here by the Space Marines. Again, the strength of their rules and stratagems being seen. As Mike controls the objective. Just shifting to his right with that unit to avoid the firepower coming around the bend here from the Crisis Battlesuit team. And it means it's pretty much a waste now moving out, and it's going to cost me that 2 CP to go across back onto the objective. So tricky one here, something to bear in mind for the future. Crisis Battlesuit team on their own, fine. Capture an objective, fine. But then what do once that's been done? We'll go on to shooting phase next. We backed out close combat here with these and remain stationary across it. So these will observe and guide these into here, and that'll be the spotted unit. So I'm going to offload everything we have into the Inceptors. So I think we'll go heavy air rifles first.
Over to Contempt.
Honor Contempt, yeah.
Nope.
Not playing, yeah. Right, there's a few bits going on here. So we've talked about what's being guided and what's not. So KOYO rule now. Turn 3, it kicks in. So I'm getting sustained hits 1. For guided units, it's sustained hits 2. So 6 is coming through. If any of this firepower is going to be really nasty, going against those. Both units have a marker drone in each. That's the spotting unit. They're guiding these in. It's going to strip any kind of cover. And then I've also played a stratagem on these called Point Blank Ambush. In range 9, it's an extra AP -1. So it's going to come through at -5, -4. Mike's not going to bother with Armour of Contempt stratagem on those. So our intent, our serious intent, is to try and delete those if we can. So, heavy rail rifle shots. Needing 3s. This is a huge roll. 6s would be amazing. Any Tau friends? The answer is no. So we turn to the next best thing, which will be the Orcs. The Orc Dog Puncher here, needing 3s. That's not bad. That's really good because there's an extra 2 hits have come through. Whoa. Okay. Now, I think with strength 12, so I'm looking at 2s to wound. Oh man, this could be nasty. I've got a feeling this could be... Yeah, man, it's devastating wounds. That's horrific. Oh man, that's really bad. I'm going to roll these up now as mortal wounds. 3d6 plus 3. That's insane. That's wiped the squad in a heartbeat.
Well, that suits me.
That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 mortal wounds coming through from those. That's firepower from them complete. That's brutally efficient, nasty stuff. God. Well, yeah, that's I've been hit here bad. Bad stuff going on. So as we celebrate, Space Marines, in all of their cunning, point out an observation here. So if you read this, you'll discover my error. Striking Fade, we're about to play it. In your shooting phase, all good. One Tau Empire battlesuit unit from your army that can fly. Brilliant, brilliant. Whose attacks have been resolved. Oh dear, we have not resolved any attacks. And because we've vaporized that unit in our Tau efficiency, we have no eligible targets. Yes, there's one. Nope, doesn't count. I've got nothing. There's nothing to shoot at. So I've got no eligible target, which means I can't use this stratagem for 2 CP, which means I can't go back onto this objective, which means I can't stop the points or pick up the points for us. That is no. There's nothing I can do. So if you're going to go for an intricate thing like this, you've got to get it right. And I should have fired the plasma rifle shot first, and then made this move, and then gone for that across there. So getting the order of things right. Mike's done the same thing, doing the wrong order, I think, across the other side.
Yeah, it was the blast. Across
there. I've done the same, but it's going to cost us dearly here, so we've not grabbed this objective. Interesting. And it also says, Strike and Fade. One battlesuit unit from your army. It says if your unit's not within engaged range of enemy units, it can make a normal move. Now, a normal move includes an advance? I don't know. Because if they do advance, they get auto 6. But it doesn't matter. It's not going to happen here. So caught out tactically with the wording of that stratagem. But rightly so. Tau are now off that objective. The battlesuits have to remain exactly where they are. So that'll mark the end of our turn. We're going to go on to turn 4 for the Space Marines. Mike controls 2 objectives, which is excellent news for him. We'll go on to turn 4 for the Space Marines coming up next. Alright, so on turn 4 for the Space Marines, Mike's made a move with these, pushing through, heading towards the objective. Called it. We're going to go for Overwatch and put them into there just before Mike moves anything else here. So we'll play a CP. We'll definitely go for help from Dave Humphreys. Now, does it say sustained hits, all ranged weapons, guided unit? No, so we're not guided, but we do get sustained hits of 1. Offload into here. 4 6s. Would be insane. Dave Humphreys. Mike senses something's coming. No. Plasma rifles. Nothing. Oh, there's a chance. Oh, bounty comes up. Yeah. It's tricky. Out of desperation. Bit of snap firing going on here from the tower. But that's Overwatch used up. Mike will be happy to see that stratagem gone. It can't be used again this turn, which means it's got to clear that charge across here. Interesting. Okay, so movement's done then. He goes down there.
Yeah, there's JP
JP marker, yeah, it's JP squad, which has done quite well in this game. Sneaking around the board. Okay, and it's Captain Cross moving into this objective. Space Marines really want this objective across here, which they've done. Sticky objective. I take it the intercessors around there.
Yeah,
Nothing for them to do. Happy to sit where they are. Okay, we'll go on to shooting phase next. Right, Chris time being used for the aggressors and their firepower. Going to go across here. It's closest eligible target. Bit of AP -1.
Yeah.
Going on. And something used for stripping cover.
Yeah, Storm of Fire.
Go ahead.
Ignores cover, yeah.
Yeah, fine. Mike's in Devastator Doctrine as well. AP -2.
It's because I had the advancing to get in range.
It's all good.
So.
This is number of shots.
12, 17, yeah.
Yeah, Storm of Fire, that stratagem, when you're in Devastator, you get the extra AP -1. So hence the -2. Red Scorpions aren't bad. They've got pretty good combos lined up. The units that you're seeing here for the Red Scorpions, pretty much all of them are going to be in the final list.
So, 3s. How can I roll so many ones?
Over the moment really helps Mike. It's he's put it onto here as well.
Yeah.
For the shooting. So re-roll. And it transforms it into an amazing dice roll.
16 hits instead of 6.
Right, yeah, toughness. We're tough enough. We are toughness 6. 5s to win.
5s, yeah.
And re-rollable. Makes such a difference. 4 wins becomes 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
At AP2.
AP -2. So take 2 up with the cover. Oh, well, hang on a second. Oh, no, you're ignoring my cover.
No, no one cover, yeah.
So you're going straight to my armor save, which is 2 up. Taking 2 off. Balls. And we block 3. So we take 4 wounds being taken. Still alive. So they're tough enough. I've taken shield drones on 2 on one and 1 on another. So 8 wound model. So effectively, this one's on 10 wounds. It drops to 6 wounds left. The other one's a 9 wound model. So there's a lot of wounds to try and get through here. We've taken the extra protection with the shield drones. So Mike's going for the gauntlets next.
Yep.
3s.
3s.
Okay.
And 5s again.
Yeah, 5s. Really good roll. If you can just kill one of these things, Mike will be happy.
Very.
This is looking good. This roll here is important. And another few. Can't complain. It's a good number. Is it enough?
9.
9. Yeah, sure, he's done it. 3, 3, 3, 3. 4 ups again. So we'll go with the artist formerly known as Veej. We'll call upon the Thousand Suns for help. 4 ups. Need a really good roll here. Otherwise, we are going to kill. Oh, that's enough to kill me. Okay. Oath of Moment's a killer. Come on, reroll. No, gone. Well done. So he goes. It took a lot of effort. Oath of Moment did it. And then these 2 shield drones go for him as well. It's an 8 Miller squad. Just the one left. So close. I guess Mike's got a bit of firepower across here available as well. But just one of those. That's cut down my firepower seriously. Okay, intercessors next to their firepower. Going to go into the Fire Warrior squad. 10 shots.
10 shots. Oh, well. I was going to save them for a charge, but I don't think they're going to be alive long enough for the charge.
Go ahead. Blood Angels Ryan. Firepower coming through. Need all 6s auto wound. And then 3s to wound.
Spoke too soon.
4.
4. AP1.
3 dead from that squad. Ouch.
So now I'll have to charge him.
Pistol shot as well from the lieutenant. saved. So we're looking at charges.
Yeah.
In they go. Okay, that's this charge across here. All right, charges gone in. Intercessors looking serious here, looking to mop up the last of the firewall resistance across here.
So 5 attacks with the lieutenant.
Oh, power sword to hack him down.
Yep, 2s.
It's JP. Lethal hits as well, yeah, fine. Well, he's Lieutenant JP actually, it's not the squad. We've actually put him on the character.
3s.
Good hard work from him, yeah, 3s.
4 at -2, 2 damage.
Dead. Wow, well done. Well done, Lieutenant JP, clearing of a squad. I wonder, he might be able to, Mike may be able to move on to the objective if he wants to. All right, yeah, so Mike's done it. He's pulled back 3 inches here, back onto the objective. Very efficient stuff here from the Space Marines. They've well and truly planted themselves here on this tower objective. Sticky control of the other one across there, and the tower find themselves off of the objective they had originally captured. We cling on to this one, but just with 1 suit left. Position looking precarious. So, Space Marines, very impressive here. They lost their anti-armour early on, but their infantry have worked very hard, dealt with tower targets, whatever type of target that's been. They've done very well indeed. They've broken through here and captured this objective. So, well done to the Space Marines. They're headed in a good direction here. End of turn, we'll go on to turn 4 for the tower next. Just running out of resources. Got these. And him left, and that's it. We'll go on to turn 4 for the tower next. Alright, tower turn 4. We'll see what happens. Might be able to play for a draw, perhaps. Picked up a point for the control of this objective. I'm not going to go over there and just sulk in a corner. We're going to move out with these. So we've shifted across 10 inches across with these. And that's it. We're going to go on to shooting phase next. So Mike's played his stratagem. Only rolled a 1 though for movement. So just shifting a few inches across here. Space Marines not sure really where they can go. Battlesuits just come around the corner. Mike was waiting for me to move him to play an Overwatch against him, just to reroll everything, but didn't move. Not that I knew Mike would do that. It's just that I didn't. I just thought I'd sit there for the +1 to hit rolls. So that's it. We'll press on here. We've got a bit of coordinated firepower to go to come. We'll see how effective it is. All right. So we're going to go for Andristor. Vital firepower from these into here. They're being guided by these. I've got a Marker Light model in the squad here with the drone. So I'm going to strip cover away, +1 to hit rolls, rerolling 1s from him. And because it's a guided unit, 5s and 6s will pop extra hits. So again, really liking the idea of this kind of combination across here. Accurate firepower, kicking out lots of shots. So we'll go supercharging cyclic ion rakers, blasters, fusion blasters, plasma rifles, the whole caboodle. So, psychic ion blasters first. From the regular squad. 3s. Rerolling 1s. It's very accurate firepower here. And then we're looking at... Well, do you know what? I think it could be 2s to wound. I really do think it could be 2s to wound. Yeah, it's 2 to wound. There's another 4 hits coming through as well for the guided sustained hits. So 2s. These are AP -2. No cover, so 7 saves of 5+, whether that's on regular models or lieutenant, doesn't matter. 5 and 6s. Damage 2 each time. That's the squad gone and the lieutenant remains. Right, so from like another scene from a cowboy movie, he's about to take a lot of tower bullets here. We'll go fusion blasters, put him out of his misery. 3s. Reroll that one. Okay, that pops. Whoa, hang on a second. It pops 2 extras. So there was another 4 cyclic ion blaster hits from earlier. 2s, there you go. Might make another 4 saves of 5+. That's insane amount of firepower. Ugh, he's gone. Cyclic to death. And that's without the plasma rifles firing. Without the fusion blasters firing. Wow, the amount of firepower coming from these is crazy on turn 3 onwards. If they're guided in, rerolling 1s, +1 to hit rolls, and the calibre of weaponry coming through, that's something worth watching Interesting with that squad. So I'm going to pay 2 CP and make a move of these next. Okay, so I paid the 2 CP. I've moved it across here, done a hazardous test and failed. I think I have to allocate it to model that's already taken the damage. So 6 mortal wounds have come through in total. That's going to be the model destroyed and then the 2 shield drones that are on that model as well. 6 wounds in total. So it's lost a suit. Something to think about for cyclic iron blasters, whether it's worth taking them. The firepower was blistering from them, so a bit of a trade-off. We've moved, jumped 10, and we've just about done enough to remove the sticky objective. So as to deny Mike a point coming through. This game's going to be very, very tight. And in fact, the Tower are trying to play for a draw here in this desperate battle. So shooting phase not quite finished yet, actually, with firepower available from him. Mike's going to play Armour of Contempt. Going to fire across here, using the Michael German dice, the last of the gold level Patreons. Looking for 4s. Yeah. There's nothing I can do. They're not guided in. And then just a single plasma rifle shot. That does hit. 3s to wound. It's twin linked. Doesn't wound. And that's the firepower finish from that. So not much damage coming through at all. So firepower's finished. Obviously no charges to take place. We'll hand over to the Space Marines. Their last turn. They are going to pick up 1 victory point for the objective controlled across the other side. Mike's now got 2 targets to try and take on. The ideal situation is to delete both. We'll see what happens. We'll go on to Space Marine turn 5. Here, coming up next. All right, Space Marine move. Mike's gone into Assault Doctrine across here and rolled a 6 all of a sudden. It's hearing the battle cries coming up from across here, an Intercessor squad moving across, possible charge, and then also the aggressors with their captain moving through. So I think Mike's, he's definitely going after them. Overbonement's been placed on them as well. So he's going for the destruction of these, is the plan. So we'll go on to shooting phase next. Okay, haven't used it before, but stim injectors being placed onto these. We're trying to absorb some firepower. I've got 2 CP down to 1 now. This is Intercessors needing 3s. 5s to win. Toughness 5. And some are coming through. Rerollable for overmoment. And there's another couple. It really does help.
6. -1.
I'm talking to Mike. He seems... It fits in naturally with Space Marine, so maybe he could do his own Space Marine chapter. We'll have to see. Trying to make saves here of 4+ actually with the AP -1. So 4 have gone through. It's a really good result. And then I'm going to try and do 6 up for my paintings. It doesn't help. 4 wounds taken. It's not enough to slay a model because of the shield drones on the unit, which I'm noticing really does help their resilience. So we'll stick that onto, well, I reckon this model here. Like so. Okay.
And then I'll do the Gravis Captain.
Okay.
3 shots, hit on 2s. Full hit.
5s again.
5s again, yeah. Just the 1, -1, -2.
Blocked. And now we're down to the aggressors with their firepower. 5d6 shots, 66, sorry, with the aggressors.
So that is 10, 16.
Yep. So I've been talking about the tower a lot here. Space Marines as well. Aggressor units have been useful. What helps them stretch, because they're slow moving, is the doctrines.
Yeah.
And the ability to shift into different doctrines really makes them move around the table pretty effectively.
Yeah. 3s.
This will knock me down onto 4 up savers again, because Mike's going to get the AP -1 because I'm the closest target.
5s again, yeah.
Yeah, 5's to win. Get ready to make some saves here. That's a good amount coming through.
2, 4, 6, 9.
4 ups. Blocked a few, it's another 4, so it's going to destroy a model and then put 2 wounds onto another.
6 up, full up, yeah.
Oh, righty ho, yeah, okay. Stim's helped a little bit, so it's still going to slay the model on just 1 wound on the next. Okay, so that's firepower complete. Knocking down those tower units or models. We'll go on to charges next. I think once this charging combat's over, it is game over here, I reckon, because there's not much else the tower can do. So I'm going to Overwatch cross here for my last CP. All the models could see. Mike's wisely going with the intercessors first, see if we can gun them down. So we'll go for... We'll lump the captain in. No, because he's on +1 to the wound rolls, the commander, so we'll do him separate. So we'll go 2 fusion blasters from the squad. Well, that's a hit, and it pops an extra hit. So 2 fusions, which do wound. They're AP -4. Mike's got cover around the bend, so saves of 6 to block. Nope. D6. Kills 1. Doesn't kill another, I don't think. It's just D6. And the range is too far away for Melter, so no, so wound on another. Okay. Then we'll go plasma rifles. Nope. Then we'll go for cyclic. I'll supercharge. No, there's no reason why we can't. And we're searching. No, so remember we've got hazardous tests to do for them. Then we'll do the commander with his fusion. Nope. Plasma. Nope. And cyclic. Just the one, which pops an extra 1. 2s. 2 wounds come through at -2 +1, 4 ups. 2 3s. Slays 2 more. Not too bad, could have been better, but enough to kill 3 models in total. So there's not too much point. I anticipated that Mike's going to charge in here and kill these, and then that's the game finished, but we'll just give it a go. Any chance to bring down a few more Marines. So we'll roll up at Mike's charge, I reckon it's a 6. Oh, 7, they've made it in. Okay, so they go in, and then the aggressors, they will go in as well. Mike can roll up to see what the distance is, 5. All right, so we'll resolve this combat. All right, everyone's gone in. Everyone can fight. Aggressors first with their attacks.
Yeah, so 3 attacks each, hitting on 4s.
Okay, so we'll re-rollable. That's a good start. Can't complain.
Strength 8.
Okay.
3s.
3s, yeah. It's going to take us down to invuln, so thankfully everyone's got shield drones or shield generators. Oh man, it's amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay.
15.
15.
-2 damage.
Whoa, okay. Right, we block we block a lot, actually. Wow. So I'm going to double this up, right, to 12. Let's just get this right, because we've got wounds distributed around here. Right, so some of you may have seen this. I think I left a model on from the shooting phase. So I've removed him. He should have been gone. He should be there with a wound. So then to remove him, it's going to take up 3, right, for the 6 wounds in total coming through. So he goes, maybe we're getting this right now. He comes away from there. I lose the drone, the 2 shield drones from that squad as well. So that squad's completely wiped out. So now we've got some failed saves on the captain, which is 6 in total. And the commander is 5 wounds, +1 is 6, because the other one's a marker drone, which is enough to kill him. I don't think there's much else we can do. The commander's been destroyed. So well done to the aggressors. The captain's still not even made his attacks, but superb work from them. They have well and truly cleared that objective. The tower now just have 1 model left. Okay, and with the resolution of that combat, I think we've got a resolution for the game. If we go on to tower turn 5, they pick up their victory point at the end of their turn, in which case we just sit there and then pick up a victory point. That will give a total of 6 points to the Space Marines and 6 points to the towers. So if their debuts have not got themselves a victory, but they haven't lost, they picked up a draw against the Space Marines, which is a decent enough army for sure. They've done very well in the channel since the start of 10th edition. But the first initial outing here for the tower, I would say, what do you reckon, Mike? Encouraging signs for the tower.
Yeah, yes. There's some...
Scary enough.
Yeah.
And then for the Space Marines, like real sort of professional sort of feel to them. They've got well-oiled secondaries, the structure of the army with the abilities that they can do over the moment is very, very strong. The doctrines are so useful. And it's one use only, but you can tap back into them with the use of stratagems and so on. And we're seeing some tough units emerging. So both armies, I would say, some very promising and strong units emerging at this stage. So encouraging signs to both of these factions. They're both under development at the moment. We're pushing towards 2,000 points. Tau, I'm going for a bit of a revamp with them as well as far as the colour scheme's concerned. You may have picked it up here. So this is The colour scheme for the Tau looking like this. Originally there was no orange, and they weren't as weathered looking, and then a few years back I introduced the spot colour of the orange and then scratched them up a little bit and added some weathering onto them. I'm going to revamp them again, dumping the blue, so really keeping the emphasis now on the orange. The blue's going to go, and I'm going to rebase them as well. I'll show you the basing. It's kind of the same kind of grey with this green. I reckon the green clashes too much with the orange, so therefore switching over to this colour scheme, the blue's gone and been replaced by like a chromy metallic with like a golden kind of wash running through the weapons. And then the basing, more of a dead grass kind of look, and a brownier kind of storm vermin fur, I think it's called, the grey. Yeah. So that's being used on that. I think that's a better job, but you can let us know in the comment section for the tail. Just give them a bit of a light refresh, redo the basing a little bit, and then just taking out the blue and putting the emphasis back onto the orange is the idea with those. So a bit of a revamp going on with the Tau, and a big rethink for them, but some promising signs, encouraging stuff for the Tau. Think about units of the game next. Right, that's the fastest. Hold the record there. That was 2 seconds it took. So aggressors for the Space Marines. Solid unit, led well by the captain, but firepower was excellent with it. It really was good. Maneuverability was superb. Durability fantastic. Take a casualty in the end, and then excellent in close combat. So I don't want to give too much away about the Red Scorpions, but I'm planning to have 2 units of 6 in the final list, and I think that's a good direction to go. And then for the Tau instant choice, it's the Crisis Battlesuits. Do let us know in the comment section if you've got any of the rules wrong. For the deep striking, shooting, and then moving in, if you're allowed to do that, and any of the other things that we picked up. Here are the rules. Let us know in the comments section below. But I'm going to give it to the Battlesuits led by their commander. Mobile, firepower, utterly deadly, and durable enough unit during the game. So, silver level patrons, it's Jason Martinez, Marcus Olsen, Ross Caldwell, William Schwar, Zachary Lee, Zachary Lyons. Big thanks to them for their support at silver level. If you enjoy our content on the channel and want to support, then do join us on YouTube channel membership. You can support through Patreon as well. Different perks, whatever tier you choose, and whichever level you choose over on the Patreon page. So, that's the battle. Good game of 40k, that one. Swings and roundabouts all around. Good close game. The close games are often the best. So, in this particular fight, Space Marines keep their pride. Tau, encouraging signs for them. Both armies will be back and hopefully growing in size as they adapt to the new edition of Warhammer 40,000. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.